to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn, and love we share, that's something rare. The sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble, but love will never die, because we'll see the mountains tumble before we say goodbye.
Hey everybody, hoping this evening finds you well. This is Ed Rambeau, and for the next half hour or so, you're entering my little corner of the world, where tonight's theme will be Little Known Gems, signifying songs that are wonderful but not that well known, or perhaps just not played as often as they should be. Also, before I begin, I'd like to mention that I have a very special surprise for you tonight, which will happen right after Tom's spot, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Now, to begin with our theme of Little Known Gems, here's just one of quite a few songs that were part of the original Broadway score to Cabaret, but were dropped for the film version. John Kander and Fred Ebb wrote several new songs and removed others. For example, in the film version, Don't Tell Mama was replaced by Mine Hair, and the Money Song was replaced by Money Money. But this one was cut from the film entirely. I hope you enjoy it. It's called Why Should I Wake Up?
Why should I wake up? This dream is going so well. When you're enchanted, why break the spell? Drifting in this euphoric state, morning can wait, let it come late. Why should I wake up? Why waste a drop of the wine? Don't I adore you, and aren't you mine? Maybe I'll someday be lonely again, but why should I wake up till then? Drifting in this euphoric state, morning can wait, let it come late. Why should I wake up? Why waste a drop of the wine? Don't I adore you, and aren't you mine? Maybe I'll someday be lonely again, but why should I wake up? Why should I wake up till then?
That was Why Should I Wake Up from the original Broadway score of Cabaret. This next little-known gem was written by Sarah Bareilles, and with regard to this particular composition, we all have that one song or that one movie or that one book that can pour puddles out of our eyes at any given moment. We find ourselves being touched so deeply we fear that even our genetic makeup has been shifted, as if our hearts have been repositioned somewhere between the verses and the bridge, the beginning and the end. This song does that for me, and I'm eternally grateful I had the opportunity to record it. It's entitled Manhattan.
You can have Manhattan, I know it's for the best. I'll gather up the avenue
shoes and leave them on your doorstep. And I'll tiptoe away so you won't have to say you heard me leave. You can have Manhattan, I know it's what you want. The bustle and the buildings, the weather in the fall. And I'll bow out of place to save you some space for somebody new. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. You can have Manhattan, the one we used to share, the one where we were laughing and drunk just being there. Hang on to the reverie. Could you do that for me? 'Cause I'm just too sad to. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. And so it goes, one foot after the other, till black and white begin to color in. And I know that holding us in place is simply fear of what's already changed. You can have Manhattan, I'll settle for the beach and sunsets facing westward with sand beneath my feet. I'll wish this away, just missing the days when I was one half of two. You can have Manhattan, 'cause I can't have you. That was Manhattan, written by Sarah Bareilles. Continuing on with tonight's theme, Little Known Gems, here's one that was introduced to me by fellow songwriter Bob Hensley, and I fell in love with it immediately because it has such a great message. Hope you enjoy it as well. It's called Grateful. I've got a roof over my head, I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirit sink, but I can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I've got a family of friends. No matter what rocks or brambles block the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised land, this hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more, but giving thanks to what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score in a world that can bring pain. I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance. Whatever stone life may sling, we can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful.
Grateful, an emotion we should feel every single morning when we wake up. Moving on, Bobby Darin was always a favorite of mine, and I've always felt he was taken away from us much too soon. However, the musical legacy he left behind will live on forever, and this little-known gem is just one of many. It's called The Other Half of Me.
Somewhere there has to be the other half of me, the other half of me. I've yet to meet.
one special someone whose heart has a similar leaning. And if she were right for me, each day and night for me would have meaning. The other half of me, that's unknown quantity, that unseen destiny could make me complete. Is there a chart for a heart or a graph? Will we meet on the street with a laugh? Will we know one another if I ever meet my other half? The other half of me.
Given to us by the great and memorable Bobby Darin, that was The Other Half of Me. Meanwhile, the lady in the story and the lyrics by Cole Porter in this next song was doing just that, out searching for the other half of her. However, she was scorned. And as they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, because what she did next was unforgivable. So if you haven't heard this story, pay very close attention to the lyrics in my version of Miss Otis Regrets.
Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. She is sorry to be delayed, but last evening down in Lover's Lane she strayed. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. When she woke up and found her dream of love was gone, Madam, she ran to the man who had led her so far astray. And from under her velvet gown she drew a gun and shot her lover down. Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch today. When the mob came and got her and dragged her from the jail, Madam, they strung her upon the old willow across the way. And the moment before she died, she lifted up her lovely head and cried, Madam, Miss Otis regrets she's unable to lunch. Yes, Miss Otis regrets she's unable
trouble to lunch today. Cole Porter gave us that beautiful little known gem, and I hope you enjoyed it. For those of you who may have just tuned in, you're listening to Ed Rambeau, and this is My Little Corner of the World on MemoryLaneOldies.com. Tonight's theme, Little Known Gems. But before moving on, you all know what time it is. It's time for America's favorite pussycat, Talking Tom. Say hello to everybody, my friend.
Hi, Eduardo, and my favorite fans out there. I'm here to give all of you the relief you've been seeking and so desperately need.
Tom, don't start. But tell me something. Have you been drinking? You look a little tipsy. Come on, own up. How high are you?
Hi, how are you?
So you have been drinking.
I just had a couple of shots with Sheldon at the bar.
You mean you've been out drinking with your own son?
No, he's been out drinking with me.
Speaking of Sheldon, tell us a little bit about him because you haven't mentioned him in a while. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. We went to the bar right after I just bailed him out of jail.
Bailed him out? For what?
Well, he got arrested at the supermarket last night for exposing himself to the cashier. She said stripped down facing me, and the knucklehead didn't realize she meant his credit card.
Oh, for God's sake. What else is new with the little guy?
Not much, really, because all that damn kid likes to do is sit in front of the TV, watch football, and drink beer.
That seems to be his favorite sport.
Yeah, and football is too. But I'm starting to get real tired of hearing that Sheldon drinks too much.
Because it's not true?
No, it's true. I'm just tired of hearing it.
Oh, I see. You know who else you haven't mentioned in a while? Your family pet, your dog named Cat.
Oh, Cat? Well, as you may or may not know, he's such a rambunctious little critter that he wears all of us out. But Angelina finally found a great new way to get the little guy to leave the house and go out in the backyard and play.
Oh, yeah? What's her secret?
She puts on one of your CDs.
Say goodnight, Tom.
Well, that was abrupt.
Yes, it was. Now say goodnight.
Okay, already. But one last question.
Of course.
I've always been curious, Eduardo. Did you ever win a singing contest?
No, but it's because I never entered one.
Well, that was a smart move.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, I almost forgot. A few days ago, I ran into one of your fans, and she asked me if there's anything Ed Rambeau can't do. I said, yeah, sing.
For the last time, Tom, good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody. See you in 2 weeks, but for now, my catnip awaits.
Good night, little buddy, and have a very pleasant 2-week vacation. Well, my friends, there you have it. America's favorite pussycat, Talking Tom. Returning now to tonight's theme, Little Known Gems. As promised, I have a very pleasant surprise for you all. However, before doing so, I'd like to give a shout out to a Facebook friend who celebrated a birthday 1 week ago this evening. So a very happy belated birthday to Howard Azrolin. I hope it was a good one, Howard, and I wish you nothing but the best. While we're on the subject of Howard, I'd like to thank his wife, Karen, for sending me a YouTube video link of an incredible singer asking me what I thought of him. Well, the fact that I just referred to him as incredible should speak for itself, for he truly is that. The young man in question is named Brad Ziffer, and to make a long story short, through Karen and Facebook, Brad and I got in touch with one another, and through the course of conversation, Brad asked if I'd consider doing a duet with him. My immediate response was, yeah, sure, why not? And what you're about to hear is the fruit of our labor. Allow me to introduce this fine young talent, Brad Ziffer, in our first of hopefully many duets to follow, My Kind of Town.
Now this could only happen to a guy like me, an only happen in a town like this. And so I say to each of you most gratefully, as I throw each one of you a kiss, this is my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of people too. People who smile at you. Take it, Ed.
My kind of town. Chicago is my kind of town. Chicago is. It makes me grin like a clown. It's my kind of town. Come on now, Brad, give them all you got.
Yeah, it's my kind of town. Chicago is
my kind of town. Chicago is my kind of razzmatazz.
And it has all that jazz. And each time I leave, Chicago is.
It's tugging my sleeve. Chicago is
The Wrigley Building. Chicago is
the jumping pump room. Chicago is
one town that won't let you down. It's my kind of town. Chicago, 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 my kind of town. Chicago.
Brad fits perfectly into tonight's theme because, with the exception of his fans, of which he already has many, he is definitely one of those little-known gems who is destined to become a bright star. And in addition to all that, he happens to be a very fine individual. It was awesome working with you, Brad, and I hope your fans enjoyed our duet as much as we enjoyed putting it all together. By the way, the duet you just heard will soon be available for streaming and digital download, so I'll be sure to give you all that information when it becomes available. In the meantime, for those who want to hear a little bit more of Brad, just go to YouTube and type his name into their search box. That's Brad Ziffer, Z-I-F-F-E-R. That being said, let's move on with tonight's theme, Little Known Gems, with a song I recently stumbled upon while surfing through YouTube. It immediately struck me to the point where I said, I got to record this song, which I got around to doing about 2 weeks ago. I hope you like it as much as I do. It's called Comes Love. Comes a rainstorm, put your rubbers on your feet. Comes a snowstorm, you can always boost the heat. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a headache, you can lose it in a day. Comes a toothache, see your dentist right away. Comes love, nothing can be done. Don't try hiding, 'cause there isn't any use. You'll start sliding when your heart turns on the juice. Comes a heat wave, you can hurry to the shore. Comes a summons, just don't open up the door. Comes love,
nothing can be done. Comes a fire, call a firefighting hunk, blow a tire. There's another in the trunk. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a sickness, there are medicines to take. As for fitness, you can always get in shape. Comes love, nothing, no, nothing can be done. Love comes knocking, and there's not a place to hide, 'cause there's no stopping what your heart feels deep inside. Comes a shark's jaws, you can swim off with the tide. Come your in-laws, you can find a place to hide. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a bad day, and it only lasts a while. Comes a sad day, you can fight it with a smile. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a virus, there's a mask that you can buy. Poke out your iris, well, there's always a glass eye. Comes love, nothing, no, nothing can be done. Love's much cooler than almost anything. Love's the ruler, and you can't take down the king. Comes a badass, you can leave or you can stay. Comes a fat ass, you can diet that away. Comes love, baby, and nothing can be done. Comes love, and nothing can be done. Comes love, baby, and nothing can be done.
The first time I heard this next little-known gem is when I went to see Nancy Wilson perform at the Fillmore in San Francisco many, many moons ago. During that performance, she introduced a song that caught my immediate attention. I don't know what took me so long to record it, but I just did last week. If you've never heard it before, I trust you're going to love it. It's called Guess Who I Saw Today.
You're so late getting home from the office. Did you miss your train? Were you caught in the rain? No, don't bother to explain. Can I fix you a quick martini? As a matter of fact, I'll have one with you. 'Cause to tell you the truth, I've had quite a day too. Guess who I saw today, my dear? I went in town to shop around for something new, and thought I'd stop and grab a bite when I was through. I looked around for some place near. Then it occurred to me where I had parked the car, I'd seen a most attractive French cafe and bar.
really wasn't very far. The waiter showed me to a dark, secluded corner, and as my eyes became accustomed to the gloom, I saw two people at the bar who were so much in love that even I could spot it clear across the room. Guess who I saw today, my dear? I've never been so shocked before. I headed blindly for the door. They never saw me passing through. Guess who I saw today? Guess who I saw today? I saw you.
Another Facebook friend named Diana Lange introduced me to this next little-known gem. Apparently, it was somewhat of a success recorded by Freddie Cole, but until Diane called my attention to it, I'd never heard it before. Have you? Well, I guess we're about to find out. It's called I Loved You.
I loved you, although against my will, I knew I loved you. Time was standing still because I loved you. But someday I knew you would fly away. Tomorrow, there could never be a new tomorrow, for I can only think of yesterday in every way. I loved you, such memories of moments when I loved you. I loved you then, but you were never mine. A summer to remember for all time, leaving me with tears from farewell eyes, those precious moments saying last goodbyes. I loved you, but you were never mine. A summer to remember for all time, leaving me with tears from farewell eyes, those precious moments saying last goodbyes. And I loved you, I loved you. Yes, I loved you, but you were never mine. In closing, this song may be a little-known gem to some, but it's definitely one of our classic standards. So it's not so much that it's little known, but more like it's seldom played. What is it, you ask? A Nightingale Sang in Barclays Square.
That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. I may be right, I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. The moon that lingered over London town, poor puzzled moon, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole darn world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars. It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said good night, a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. How strange it was, how sweet and strange. There was never a dream to compare with that perplexing, sexy night we met, when a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. Ah, this heart of mine, it beat loud and fast, like a merry-go-round in a fair. For we were dancing cheek to cheek when a nightingale sang in Barclays Square. When dawn came stealing up all gold and blue to interrupt our rendezvous, I still remember how you smiled and said, was that a dream or was it true? Our homeward step was just as light as the dancing feet of a stair. And just like an echo far away, a nightingale sang in Barclays. A nightingale sang in Barclays. That night in Barclays Square.
Well, my friends, it's that time again. It's never fun saying goodnight. However, there is one consolation, and that's the fact that we'll all be together again 2 weeks from tonight. I certainly hope you enjoyed this evening's collection of little-known gems, but for now, with nothing but love in my heart, from my little corner of the world to yours, here's wishing you an amazing night with an upcoming weekend to match. In the meantime, please spend the remainder of this hour listening to more of our dear friend Ron Baker and Ron's Record Shop. Good night with buckets of love, everyone.